came here in 1981, and when I did, the Philadelphia music scene was exploding. Beru started about that time, and they and I have now both been in Philly for 29 years, which is pretty amazing. First show I ever did with them was at a little dumpy club in Upper Darby called the E Street Cafe, and they were always shutting the sound down because it was too loud, and Beru actually got arrested on one of the second or third shows I did with them, and got put into the back of a paddy wagon and taken to the Upper Darby Police Department. Not their best night, but a very fun night. And then MMR just continued to grow with the band. When the first record came out, I got a job. We started playing Hoods A Go-Go, and I got a job. And then they just started filling every club that they went to based on radio play and based on how good they are live. And so it grew and it grew and it grew. And they would play Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday in different clubs all over Pennsylvania, in Philly, in New Jersey, in Delaware, and at the shore in the summertime. Everywhere you went, Beru had a huge crowd. Why? Because of what we still see today. They're fun, they're musical, they're talented, and you come out of there just feeling great. It's what music does. They have the best musicianship, but it's done with this touch of theater, and you have to see it to believe it. And one of the greatest moments in my life was when they got back together again about 6 or 7 years ago and did a show. And that show went so well, they go, well, we could do this again, because they played from '81 into the '90s and then called it a day. And they've lost a few members, Johnny Sachs, who passed away, their great bass player, and Jerry Healy, their great guitar player. But Bob is such a master showman. It's in his blood. You know, in another life he might have been the court jester, or, you know, I could see him on Broadway. I could see him in the movies. He's a performer, and it's in his blood. He's not meant to do anything else. And Greg, and now Mark Julian Teague on guitar, and Jerry Getz on the bass, and Tommy Pinto. And what can you say about Buzz? Buzz! The amazing Buzz Barkley, who plays all the characters and does the keyboards. When they got back together a couple of years back, it was the most joyful thing for me to go out and to hear those songs played again. And here's the thing, they're playing now better than they ever did. And I saw every single show. I must have hosted them more than any other band I've ever hosted. And I love them. I'm crazy about them. And so the question is, when you take all that time off and get back together, can you do it? Is it still as good? And it's a legitimate question any fan would have. And I don't believe just myself. I talk to all these fans who come out and they go, they're better than they ever were. They are. Tonight here at the Electric Factory, they blew the place away. At the Blockley Poorhouse, they blew the place away. And that was kind of a return to their roots in a way, because the Blockley Poorhouse is on the site of what used to be the Chestnut Cabaret. And Beru were cabaret staples. They would play the 23 East Cabaret in Ardmore. They'd play the Westchester Cabaret. They would play the Westchester Cabaret. They'd play the Ambler Cabaret, and of course the Chestnut at 38th and Chestnut. In fact, their very last show as a band was at the Chestnut Cabaret, which I hosted, and it was brilliant, you know, but so sad. It was like this bittersweet moment for me. I couldn't believe this band that brought such joy to me was leaving, but the joy continues because they're back and they're playing better than ever. And for anyone who hasn't seen them, I talk about them a lot on the radio, but you must, as I said earlier, see them to believe them. Go out and see this band. Don't miss this band. If you hear Beru Revue is playing, and they only play a couple times a year now, you must see them. You must see Beru. Trust me, I would not turn you on to a bad thing. They're great.